It seems the fight between James Agri Orengo and Raila Amolo Odinga is far from over, because the pictures that have surfaced online between James Agri Orengo and Rigathi Gachagua are going to make headlines the whole of this week, because it seems their fight is far from over, and James Orengo seems to have taken the fight at the doorstep of Raila Amolo Odinga, because it's important to know that a few weeks ago, or a few months ago, Raila Amolo Odinga was given an offer with Rigathi Gachagua. Rigathi Gachagua said that if Raila Amolo Odinga bolted out of the UDA pact with President William Samoei Ruto, then they are going to make him, or he's going to make sure that the Raila becomes a president, and President William Samoei Ruto will be home by 10 a.m. in the morning of the August 2027. And this is the focus of my video this particular afternoon. So stay tuned. And if it is your first time on my channel, could you kindly just spare a moment of your time and hit that subscription button and put on a notification bell as well, so that when I do subsequent videos, you'll not miss out. It seems the fight between these two gentlemen, Raila Amolo Odinga and James Orengo, is escalating rather than de-escalating, because it seems Orengo is not backing down anytime soon. Remember, a few days ago, Orengo was under pressure, especially there has been an uproar from his backyard, being told that he disrespected the president when the president attended a funeral service of Raila's bodyguard in Siaya County. Orengo is this guy that stands on his stand, or he normally speaks his mind fearlessly, and he said that ODM cannot afford to play psychophancy of being a praise and worship team, or a praise and worship choir singing praise and worship to President William Samoei Ruto, a move that has earned him blows from critics because they are saying that Orengo disrespected the president. But in a rare move of event, there are those that stood with James Agri Orengo. One of them is Senator of Homa Bay, Otenyo Kajwang, rather say that Orengo spoke his mind, because ODM is not a party of dictatorship, but ODM allows divergent views. ODM allows anyone to speak their minds, and defended Senator Sifuna as well as Orengo of what they uttered during that particular funeral service. He said that they are free to speak their minds, and he is against those that are demonizing them for speaking their mind. It is also important to know that during that particular time, Senator Kajwang also said that ODM is going to field candidates in every elective seat, meaning that ODM could be having a presidential candidate in 2027. His sentiments echoes the sentiments of Sifuna, because Sifuna has also been saying that ODM will be on the ballot and will have a presidential candidate in 2027. So the question arises, why are they demonizing Orengo, so to speak? Because Orengo spoke of ODM being an independent entity that is a pro-people, or a party that is a pro-people party, a party that speaks for Kenyans. And remember, Governor Orengo said something important. He said that when the government exercises excesses in its operation, ODM will not be hesitant to call it out. And that's why he was calling out the president, especially regarding the abductions. Governor Orengo said that it's time that the president come out and strongly condemn the abductions. And he also said that ODM is a party that has independent minds. They speak and call out what is wrong in the government. Have been painting him in a bad way, especially when he calls out the government. There are sympathizers of the government who say that it is not the part of Luo Nyanza to always play the politics of opposition. But we need to separate a few things here. He's not saying that they should play opposition party politics. He's only saying that they should not be sycophant. They should not play sycophancy politics in their region, because he said ODM is a party that believes in ideals of the constitution. Calling out Governor Orengo are being hypocritical in their stand, because they want him to sing the gospel, the praise and worship to President William Samoei Ruto, a move that he has declined. And it's also important that to note that Senator Sifuna has also been saying the same thing. Senator Sifuna said that ODM is not going to be a praise and worship party to President William Samoei Ruto. So the two senators are not being objected to broad-based government per se. What they are saying that whether you took our experts into government or not, we are going to call out you, or we are going to call you out whenever you exercise some things that are not as per the constitution. So the two guys or the two gentlemen are not going to be being demonized for speaking their minds to speak. But we should also remember that ODM is a party that respects divergent opinions. So those who are trying to gag them or to tell them they should sing only one song of praising the government are wrong and are being hypocritical in all this. But as away from that, there's pictures that have surfaced online of Orengo with Rigathi Gachagua having a handshake and laughing. And this is the focus of my video this particular afternoon, because it seems Orengo, in his objection, he is also extending his hand towards a certain direction. And in my own opinion, this is a move that is going to hurt Orengo very badly, because those that have been struggling to paint him in a negative way, they'll find something to run away with, or they find something to stick with and say that indeed he is a Rigathi Gachagua sympathizer. Remember, Luo Nyanza, especially Baba's diehard supporters, have been saying that they're not going to anyway to back Rigathi Gachagua. Whether he decided to endorse Raila Odinga or not, they say that they're not going, or they feel uncomfortable working with the man. But Orengo has decided to defy the odds. He has decided to go against the kingpin of the region, who is Raila Odinga, and he has decided that he is going to speak to every Kenya, including Rigathi Gachagua. And in my opinion, I think it's a move that is going to hurt him badly, because already there is some rumors in some quarters that there is an impeachment motion, and the MCAs from his backyard have been invited in Nairobi to prepare for that particular impeachment. But will the impeachment stand? No, I don't think Orengo's utterances amounts to some what I'll call sin that will cause him to be impeached. I think those that are trying to push this impeachment narrative, it's dead on arrival, so to speak, because it's going nowhere. Orengo is here to stay until 2027, and I believe his backyard or electorate in his county are going to determine his fate in 2027. But anything before 2027, I don't think it's gonna work. So Orengo's move to meet Rigathi Gachagua sends political jitters in some quarters, because remember, there is a group that has been assigned to paint Rigiji as a demon and not as an angel. So by Orengo decided to meet Rigathi Gachagua, I think they'll succeed painting the two of them as demons and not angels, and it's gonna hurt his political ambitions in 2027. Sign out. If it is your first time on my channel, guys, could you kindly just spare a moment of your time and hit that subscription button and put on a notification bell as well, so that when I do subsequent videos, you'll not miss out. Adios.